my job. I have no money. My bank account is at like $26.35. And I'm not even a licensed real estate agent yet. You know that nervous laugh that you do when you do something really, really stupid? This was that moment. Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Estate with Amanda. Yes, I copied my boyfriend's YouTube page. I hope he takes it as a compliment. Today I want to talk about how to quit your job, so how to quit your 9-to-5 job without going broke. Essentially, don't do what I did. So the way that you don't go broke when you're trying to transition from a typical corporate job or any kind of job where you have to be there for a set amount of hours and transition into becoming a real estate agent, specifically in New York, would be to 1, save money. I cannot stress this enough. I know that it's so tempting to literally have maybe like 1 to 3 months rent. I know that sounds crazy. And just, go gung-ho, like, I'm gonna quit my job today and make it happen. I'm gonna go super hard and cold call and door knock and just prospect galore and it's gonna happen and I'm gonna like slam dunk all these deals and get all these commission checks. That's not how it goes, even if you are a superstar. The beginning can always be rough and you need to prepare for the worst, but hope for the best, okay? So, number 1, do not just quit without a savings. You need to have some type of buffer. A lot of financial advisors will tell you 6 to 8 months, 6 to 8 months of savings. So that means what you're gonna do is calculate what your total bills are every single month, so all your liabilities, right? And once you have that number, times that by 6 or 8, preferably 8 if you want to be on the safer side, of course. You're gonna multiply that, whatever digit you come out with. It should be, depending on how much bills you have, should be a pretty sizable number. You're going to want to save that amount of money. I know you're probably thinking, I can't save that much. The math doesn't work out. Like, it would take me more than 8 months to save 8 months worth of income. That makes total sense. I feel you. So what you're gonna do is work on getting your real estate license, right? While you're at your full-time job, start familiarizing yourself with the process. And you're gonna start to, dip your toes in the water, get your feet wet, feel it out, see if it's something you even like, first of all. Then, from there, what you're gonna do is try to close some deals while you're working that 9-to-5. I know. It sounds crazy, but it is possible to get started in this industry with a 9-to-5 job. A lot of people will argue, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to see comments as time goes by down here, where people will say, absolutely not, you cannot have a 9-to-5, you won't be dedicated this, and that. I started in real estate while simultaneously working a 9-to-5 job, okay? And I know a few other agents who also currently have 9-to-5 jobs and they are making it happen and they are surpassing people who don't have a 9-to-5 job. So it's absolutely possible. The difference is the work ethic. So basically, what you need to do is save money and then move on to step number 2. Build a pipeline, all right? In this business, everything is about what you have in the pipeline. So ideally, your pipeline is going to look like deal after deal after deal after deal after deal, closing, sometimes closing at the same time. How do you do that? You're going to set yourself up for success by getting multiple clients in your pipeline. So this means any time that you are not at work, you have a lunch break, you need to be on that phone. Whether it's cold calling, getting back to buyers, doing some type of prospecting, lead generation, just getting at it over and over and over again, because that pipeline is what's going to keep you afloat when you finally do quit that job, okay? So you might be asking, well, how am I supposed to build out a pipeline? I don't even know where to begin. Well, I'm gonna teach you, or Alex might teach you how. either one of our channels, you're gonna learn a ton. Number three, I'm gonna break down into two sections. So it'll be like 3.1, 3.2. Number 3.1 is, if you have a 9 to 5 that does not allow you to go freelance, you might be asking what this means, freelance. Essentially, have you ever read the 4-Hour Work Week? If you haven't, you should, like yesterday. Freelance basically means you're either in the creative industry or the sales industry or some type of industry where you can basically just walk up to your boss and be like, I want to work less hours but make either equal or slightly lesser amount of money. Can we make this work? Yeah, okay. So you don't work at a job where you can get a freelance gig. That's totally fine. You're gonna wanna follow 1, save the money, 2, get the deals in the pipeline, 3, choose a day to quit. What if I don't have enough money saved? Choose a day to quit anyway. Hell hath no fury. How is it? Hell hath no fury. Something about hell and fury, and either way, when a fire is lit up your ass and you have a deadline, humans just magically make things happen. So yes, choose a quit day. For me, my quit day was August 30th, 2017. So you're gonna quit and you're going to commit. 3.2 or 3.2, I don't know. 3.2 is assuming the situation where you do have a job where it's possible for you to go freelance. This was my situation. I was a creative, a multimedia producer at a cosmetics company. And essentially I approached the higher ups, as we prefer to call them, and I said, I'm super, super talented, please, 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 please. I'm kidding. I approached the executives and I basically said, this environment isn't for me. I'm looking for something with a little more freedom and I would like to hand in my 1 month notice. 1 month notice? Isn't it 2 weeks? In my particular situation, 1 month notice was the right thing to do because of, that's a story for another day. Basically, let them know, whether it's 2 weeks, 1 week, that's really mean though, 3 weeks, a month, however long it needs to be, let them know. I'm handing in my notice. I don't want to leave you hanging. I know it might be a little difficult or whatever the case might be. Find that leverage, which is something you're going to be doing as a real estate agent. Find the leverage, use it, and create an opportunity where you, 1, don't leave your employer hanging, so you don't burn any bridges. I mean, you really don't want to burn bridges, because if this whole real estate thing doesn't work out, you want to be able to go back, you know what I'm saying? But just, keep it real with them. You're not happy, you want to move on to other things, but you're willing to freelance for them in exchange for XYZ. This will create a situation where you can sort of wean out of the 9 to 5 life. It gives you the freedom to be at home or maybe in the office only a certain amount of days, lesser than before. It gives you an opportunity to go even harder than you were going before when you were currently at the 9 to 5. And it also gives you an opportunity to taste what that freedom is like. I promise you, it's wonderful. Just remember that when you're proposing the fact that you want to go freelance to your employer, you need to be confident, and you also need to make it very clear that the end goal is for you not to stay there forever, being freelance for them, because eventually you gotta let go. And the final bonus tip is, this video is kind of getting long, but if you're hanging in there, thank you. Now, let's say you have a 9 to 5, right? The freelance proposition isn't going to work out, or they declined, right? You're not in a situation where you can work less hours and make the same, or work less hours and make slightly less. You didn't save the amount of money that you needed. But for the sake of your own heart, mind, spirit, and soul, you need to leave that job. And you want to go soaring out into the world of real estate and just make it happen. I have an idea for you. Do you have a family member or friend that has money that they can spare, of course, and you have the sort of relationship where there's trust there, okay? There's trust in the sense that you know, if you were to ask them for a favor, they'd be willing to, you know, go out of their way to help you. Now, I'm not talking about taking advantage of people, okay? What I'm talking about is asking for a favor, okay? Asking someone that cares about you, someone that you have, you know, an equal amount of trust with, to take a chance on you, take a chance on your career. If you do have this, then what in the world are you waiting for? I was originally propositioned to be invested in, where, you know, I would borrow a X amount of money and they believed that I could make it happen. Sadly, I have that whole, well, I guess not sadly, I don't know, you can decide for yourself. I have that whole like independent woman syndrome thing where like I have to pay my own way. So basically, if someone can pay for it, why not borrow the money and pay them back with interest? Being in real estate is definitely a situation where you can either go really broke real fast or make a lot of money real fast. You know, one listing could be the difference between $0 and like $80,000. So if someone is willing to take a chance on you, take a chance on yourself. At the end of the day, if you don't believe in you, who else will? So save money, build a pipeline, quit your job, or actually whatever 3.1 and 3.2 were. And if 2 out of 3 of those aren't working, phone a friend. I mean, that's basically all there is to it. If you're nervous about succeeding, I mean, I was a nervous wreck. Here I am. I think this was the part I was supposed to put like drop the beat or something. Why am I so oily? This dress looks so much better in person than it does on camera. What? No, seriously, I really wish I saved more money before I quit my job. I just want to say that I totally did not eat the $10 bill that you saw in the picture that was like, that didn't happen.